Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back and Happy New Year to all of you. I'm Kagekaze, of course, and we're in Diablo 3, and this is the end, the last for normal difficulty. And what I'm going to do to facilitate this is I am bringing the difficulty up to Monster Power 10, as you can see, and to facilitate this, I'm going to take all this wonderful normal crafting stuff, and we're going to make stuff with it. Now, I could easily do this on on the side without showing it, without spending time here. But I kind of want to talk a bit, and that's kind of what I'm doing this. Not only that, but it also verifies, you can see what I'm doing, and you can verify that everything I have has been stuff that's been found on this series, actually. Not only that, but this kind of gives me a chance to talk before I finish up here while I'm kind of looking through things. And one of the things I want to talk about is very recent news from Blizzard just before the new year about the PvP patch not happening in December, obviously, and now possibly, well, we've heard recently that we'll possibly get it here maybe this week, or at least get a blog about it this week. So kind of looking forward to that, but I'm going to admit something here. I think they've finally hit my patience barrier here when it comes to Diablo 3 and their news. You guys know me. You guys know I'm fairly receptive and patient regarding a lot of stuff when it comes to Blizzard, because I understand what it takes to make a game. I understand that software development has many pitfalls that a lot of people don't really know if they haven't been in the industry or done any kind of programming or anything like that. Changing any one variable can affect millions of lines of code, and so therefore things happen. Things don't work the way we anticipate them to. So delays happen, obviously. Well, we basically hear in December that, hey, we're going to get this PvP blog. They're going to tell us finally the state of PvP. And we're going to get to know what they've been working on. And unfortunately, what ends up happening is they're like, oh, we've got to delay this PvP blog. Okay, fine. That means something probably came up. Maybe they're either fixing something or they've got all this better news to tell us, right? They're going to have really cool stuff to share with us about what kind of PvP mode they've added or whatever. Because after all, anybody that's seen Diablo 3 at BlizzCon or any other events that Blizzard was at knew that they had a working team deathmatch system in the game. It was working. They just had to hash out the details of how it was going to work, damage and possible rewards and whatnot. So they delay this news. And then finally, right after Christmas, they kind of tell us, hey, we're not going to do that anymore. We've got this PvP system in place. We've got this team deathmatch thing in place, but we're not going to do that. We've decided that that's not right, and we're going to do something else. And it kind of leaves me scratching my head. Now, again, if you followed me, you kind of know that I'm not a big PvP guy. As a matter of fact, this whole PvP thing, I just kind of shrugged my shoulders like, meh, whatever, they'll get it done when they get it done. I still kind of feel that way, but what bothers me about this announcement is that they spent a lot of time not telling us anything, and the whole delay of the blog seemed really weird to me, that they would hold off just telling us, hey, you know what, we're really not sure what's going to happen here. We want to... oh, that's wrong. We want to work... we want to work on this and come up with something else. It left an odd taste in my mouth the way they did this. And it especially boggles my mind that they had a working PvP system that a lot of people seem to like. And they decided that this wasn't going to work. They want to... Here's the thing, is they want it to adhere to their standards. And I understand how Blizzard operates, and I understand that they have a very high set of standards for themselves. This is all well and good. But when it came to Diablo 3's release, they eventually said, hey, we have to eventually say it's done already. And I was kind of thinking they might take that stance with the PvP. The other thing that boggles my mind about this delay, and their reasoning for it is rewards for PvP. That definitely left me scratching my head. I'm like, why do you need to bother? A lot of people PvP not so much for rewards, but to do it for fun. You know, it's... You know, you don't have to have a reward for every little thing that you do. As a matter of fact, introducing rewards of gear, which is what it seems like they're going to do because there's PvP tokens, almost seems like it could destabilize the whole game's loot system when you think about it. The game is all about random loot, so what exactly are you going to buy with these supposed PvP tokens, right? It just... I'm not sure I understand that chain of thought. So I'll admit I've been a little bit frustrated with Blizzard when it comes to this PvP thing, especially when they tell us that 107 is going to come out and 107 is going to contain dueling. Okay, great. That's what a lot of people really kind of wanted, at least from the beginning. They're like, at least give us a dueling system from the beginning while you work on everything else. And so finally, after 7 months of development now, after the game's release, which the game's release was pushed back from its original release date, I have to wonder what's been going on. Now, I fully understand that software development is a long process, but this has just felt really strange to me, especially because every time they showed off the game, they had that team deathmatch thing going for it, you know? It seemed like it was ready to go. And at this point, I just am not sure what to believe anymore. And so I'm really saddened to say this news that, you know, that PvP is going to be delayed and 107 is going to only give us dueling. That might appease some people. I mean, yeah, that's cool and all, but, you know, if I'm frustrated and if I'm kind of sitting here thinking, well, hell with it, I have a feeling that those people who've been waiting for PvP longer than, you know, actually cared about PvP, because like I said, I technically don't really care about PvP. I can imagine they're sitting there with this sour taste right now in their mouths. And I seriously feel for you guys out there that, you know, we're looking forward to this. I also haven't heard any news about what other systems might be included down the line, because they originally said their PvP patch was going to have more. But I think they've given us that stuff already. I think when it comes down to it, we got the extra content in all the previous patches up to this point. Alright, so looks like my crafting is done. I don't want to spend too much more. I got at least a belt replacement out of it. I think my gear is doing alright. We're going to do Monster Power 10. We're going to move on. And I don't know why I'm going into my flag. That's okay.
The Lord of Terror cannot be far now.
Anyway, that's my rant regarding the whole thing and how I feel about it. You know, I still enjoy the game, but I am getting to the point, I think now, even though I haven't gotten all my classes up to the final level, all up to Nightmare, I'm kind of at a point where I would like to actually see something, some kind of mention on where their expansion might eventually go.
Diablo's corruption closing around the light of heaven.
Now here's an interesting one. Captain Rumford.
Think yourself a hero, but your actions are driven by petty greed, contempt, and bloodlust. You couldn't even save me.
A foul trick.
A foul trick indeed. As far as I know, Rumford's not dead. I mean, he was the guy that opened up the gate for you at the beginning of the game. I never saw him die. I guess it's just alluded that when you left New Tristram that he would die. Yeah, that's a curiosity when it comes to the story here. Makes me wonder if he was supposed to have some kind of death scene that you were supposed to experience. Let's do this. There we go. That'll help me a bit. The lag, of course, will not help me though. Let's there we go. Summon them, and the summon, of course, did some damage with the rune that we're using. Getting that initial loading lag, it seems. I thought it would have cleared up by now, but that's okay. We're okay. Haven't died yet. Monster Power 10, doing okay. Oh, we lost our gargantuan. Let's bring him back. Now, I will need to use my confusion a bit more because I have a chance of getting zombie dogs with that, so I need to make sure I use that more often.
The enslaved nightmares stand as testament that there will never be peace between men and demons. Sorcerers who attempt to master the dark arts and summon demons with their black spells are all damned to become skeletal nightmares, bound to the very power they try to bend to their will.
Well, so much for that 50% chance. Alright, more monsters need another 50% chance. Oh, right, cool down. Okay. Not bad. Monster power 10 and things are still dying fairly decently.
Delorius was alarmed when he realized that the Nephilim had the potential to surpass both angels and demons in power. He wished to limit their abilities, but Lilith demanded that they become unarmed. Their escalating conflict led to Sanctuary's discovery by the Demon Lords and the Angelus Council.
Very nice. Soon we will be confronting Diablo himself, or I suppose herself if you want to subscribe to the fact that Diablo is now more feminine because of Leah's host. Ah, well. Anyway, getting close. This is the last level. Silver Spire number 2, then comes the big fight with the big D. Oh geez, didn't mean to actually summon them. My servant there, dying more often than I would like. Monster Power 10 is not being kind to my minions. So I am fully aware that the content has been slowing down as of late, and you have my apologies regarding that. Again, if you've been following, you kind of know that I've been dealing with a little bit of construction, that background noise was prevalent, and I really didn't want to record something that was going to be a bad quality with a lot of noise in the background, possibly TV shows and whatnot, or other people talking, you know. Just not what I wanted to do. I just don't want to produce something that I wouldn't really want to watch myself, you know, as it were. I try to strive to put out good quality for those of you that watch, and it's kind of my thank you, you know. I don't want to put out crap. And hopefully, you know, I'll get back into the swing of things here. Now, with this whole thing with Blizzard and a little bit of my frustration with this PvP patch, it's kind of reinforced my need to go back and try out some of the alternatives. For example, Path of Exile. I haven't played that in a very long time. And that is a good game. It really is, especially considering that it's still in beta, still, you know, an indie game. And still being developed, and it looks fantastic. And they recently added voice acting to it, as well as a whole bunch of skill changes to the skill tree. I really need to go over it again, and I need to look at it and reevaluate it. In fact, there's so many changes that what I want to do is I don't want to just pick up my witch where I left off in Act 2. I kind of want to start over and see how things look, especially because of how different the skill tree is. It'd be kind of difficult to just jump into the skill tree, I think. Oh, there we go. Gotta be careful here. Let me see if I can... Yes, very good, very good. And then here. Very good. 2 zombie dogs. I'm feeling good about that. They're hurting. Let's try and heal them. So yes, I want to go through Path of Exile again to take a look at it. Not only that, but I went through the Torchlight beta. And, you know, I'm not entirely sure I gave that game the best light when I was looking through it. I did like the game. I just don't feel like I let that come across as much. There was a lot that they did really good in Torchlight 2. And I watched a little bit of footage of the game after its release, and they did change some things that looked like they addressed some of the issues I had with their beta. So, I'd like to reevaluate Torchlight 2. In fact, to this end, Torchlight 2 is on sale on Steam for 50% off, about 10 bucks. I picked it up, so I do own Torchlight 2 now. I did not before, obviously.
Diablo has run. We do not stop. This is the future of all creation.
You make that sound so dire. Oh yes, it is dire. Alright. So yes, I have Torchlight 2, and I want to reevaluate that, because it looked like a lot of good changes happened there. And what I want to do, even though a lot of people have pretty much already either played Torchlight 2 or Path of Exile already, well, of course, Path of Exile, you do have to pay to get into the beta, but it will be free to play once it officially releases. But a lot of people already have those, but a lot of people that came here, obviously, came here from either my beta episodes where I was giving the beta coverage, or have just either enjoyed watching a witch doctor flail through the normal difficulty mode and discussing builds, even though I'm not max level K, but that's okay, because it actually, I honestly think that going over builds prior to max level gives you a unique perspective on how those builds could work. And the thing is, it mostly works because I do have Nightmare experience, and I kind of have an idea of what might work and what might not, just from a general playthrough perspective, having gone through, you know, the higher difficulties, and I know what the monsters are capable of now. But it gives me a new perspective on my abilities as I level them up and use them, because I can't just say, oh no, I don't like that ability, I'm not going to use it. Using them as I level kind of forces me to try it and say, okay, will this be as useless as I think it is? And then sometimes it turns out, no, that ability works far different than I thought. And it's a great teaching tool to me, honestly, and hopefully maybe to those of you who watch. But I know a lot of you joined here for the Diablo content, and what I want to do is, for any of you that may not have bought either one of those games or played them, and maybe you're on the fence about them, maybe you really don't care, or maybe you're just kind of curious and you don't think you want to play them, but you might want to see what they're all about anyway, that's kind of what this is going to be for. I want to go through, I want to look at them again, I want to play through, I'm going to pick a class and just kind of see how far I can get with them, and you know, kind of make it a continual thing like this has been. We'll see how long it goes, to be honest with you. I'm just not sure, you know, of course, getting into 2 other games as well as continuing Diablo 3, how well that'll work. For me, burnout-wise, you know, that's a lot of ARPG to play, but hey, I want to give it a shot and see what you guys think. And to that end, I have 2 polls on my Facebook page, facebook.com/ruronikage. I will put a link, of course, into the description of the video below. But 2 polls there asking what classes you want to see. I've basically asked which class in Path of Exile would you like to see, and which class in Torchlight 2 would you like to see. I am looking for suggestions, not only just classes, honestly. If you've got a build idea, a leveling build, in-game build, whatever, doesn't even have to be an optimal build. You know, hey, maybe you want to see me try something unique that may not actually work and see if I can make it work. I don't know. That's up to you. Give me some suggestions. You can do so here in the comments below. You can do so on the Facebook page and just leave a comment there. You can send an email to theshadowpost@gmail.com. Hell, if you want to, you can contact me on Twitter. Username, again, ruronikage. You have options available to you. Oh, I don't believe I mentioned theshadowpost@gmail.com. Yes, the email address that I intended for a mailbox thing that never really got used. I have been checking it on occasion. I have actually responded to emails there. It's just kind of hard to, you know, I lose track of checking it when it doesn't get used, but hey, that's okay. Anyway, you know, let me know. Give me suggestions. Tell me what you think, what you'd like to see regarding those, and I would be more than happy to try and contrast them here to Diablo. Especially for anyone who might be kind of frustrated at the way things have been progressing at this point. Again, I still like Diablo 3. I still think it's a good game. Not without its flaws, obviously, but you know, I kind of want to do service to the other games. I've called Torchlight 2 an excellent game. I've called Path of Exile an excellent game, and yet I haven't really played them much. And I feel that that's kind of a disservice to them. And I kind of want to go back to them. So I'll be taking a look at those.
I see you did not heed my warning. Or perhaps you think yourself strong enough to face me.
I do not wish to fight you, but if I must, I will.
Imperius, stop this madness. Diablo is the enemy here, not the Nephilim.
Tyrael, I will deal with you soon enough. I will... What's this? No! Diablo has reached the Arch!
No. Diablo has begun extinguishing the Crystal Arch. That's why the angels have fallen. If its light should go out forever, we must defeat Diablo before that happens.
Then it is up to us. Without your wings, you can still fight.
Diablo's vile corruption bars our path. Stand back. Eldruin's light shall clear the way.
Eldruin, unlocker of doors. Madness. This is heaven! Yes, I had to throw that reference in there eventually.
The gate has been opened, Nephilim. This last trial is yours alone.
I could not have done any of this without you, Tyrion.
It was an honor, but this is the moment you were made for. This is the hour of mankind's victory.
Alright, that looks to be it for him. Cormac, you have anything to add before we move in? No. Silly angels. Gott weiß, ich will kein Engel sein. Did I say that right? Gott weiß, ich will kein Engel sein. I am, for some reason, feeling like I'm not saying that right. Jeez, what kind of Rammstein fan am I? It's alright. I still have my wonderful German fans who will probably tell me how bad I butchered that line. Feel free. Feel free. It's alright. Ooh, here we go. Some more intelligence, but the loss of 420 life. 420? You know what that means. It's more life. Haha, get it? Anyway. Look, you don't come here for excellent jokes. I know that already. More protection, though, for the loss of 420 life. That's quite a bit of armor. Is not bad. I think I could get away with it. I just don't really know if the 5 damage is worth it. It does have regenerate on it. The other one has only 7. So, yeah, let's do it. We'll do it. Not too shabby. Dex int, so not as much int. Has more movement speed though. I'm kind of tempted, really. Just for the movement speed alone. How does it feel? Let's see. About 4.5 seconds there. What's a 10% speed, really? About a half second less. Yeah, I'll do it. I will do it. We will salvage those. Trying to recoup the gems that I have used. Or not gems. Enchanting mats. Yeah, I can brain today. I has the dumb. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Off to fight Diablo. Devil himself. Old Scratch. And there it is, the loss of the companion. I must fight Diablo alone. Can I overcome this trial? Will I be sucked into the realm of terror? Will that statue crumble by simply walking past it? Well, yes. The answer to that one is yes. To the others, we do not know. We move forward, and we shall find out.